Hey folks, I'm Paul from BBQLAND in Hitchin, Hertfordshires specialist in barbecues. It's a beautiful rainy day here. We're inside the shack and we're going to be smoking up some beef on the Kamado Joe Classic II. The KJ and the beef are not the star of the show today. The star of the show is the iKamand. I know what you're thinking. Hang on, Paul. I've spent the last 3 months trying to convince my other half that we should get a KJ. We've been talking about the benefits of ceramics, talking about the precision of the dial, how it retains heat, how we can use a control tower to control that temperature, making sure that we get it perfect every single time. And now you're saying we need something else? So why would you want one of these? Let's start with this weather. Some of you are indoors watching this video on YouTube while it's raining outside. Some of you are out there under your umbrellas trying not to get wet. Some of you are under your lovely canopies trying not to get wet. Some of you are in your shack trying not to get wet. So one of the beauties of this is we can get the barbecue set up, we can be inside, we can be monitoring the barbecue and spend some time with our families. Another thing is you can get the barbecue up to temperature a lot quicker. I'm going to show you my process for getting this set up. I've seen quite a few variations online and on YouTube. If you have a better way of setting up the iKamand, please leave a comment below. We read every comment that we receive and I'd love to know how you set up yours. So let's take a look inside the box. What do we have? Here we have the main iKamand unit. So on the side we have an outlet for our power cable. Here we have an outlet for our ambient temperature probe, and here are 1, 2, 3 outlets for our food temperature probe. Turn it around, what you can see is the port here, and inside there's the fan, and the fan will then be pushing the oxygen levels into the firebox. Have a power connector, 2 probes. This is our food temperature probe, an ambient temperature probe, and a clip that goes on the grill, which we'll show you in a moment. And then we'll use this at the end shut off our firebox. So at the grill, the first thing we've done is we've taken the original door off the firebox and we've replaced that with the one for the iKamand. So we'll take our iKamand and we'll slot it in place. Once it's stable, showing a solid blue light, this means it's connected to your Wi-Fi. So inside the Kamado Joe, you can see I've got some big block set up. I'm going to take one of these blaze balls that we sell at BBQLAND, which are fantastic, with 2 natural fire lighters in there. I'm going to stick that in the centre. I'm going to get this started. And once that's lit, big lock in there. So let's have a look around the app. In the top left hand corner you can see we have some filters. So here you can see the different types of food, the different cuts, the different meal types, cook types that you're looking for. Today we're going to cook some beef, so we're going to filter it by beef and press the filter button. And then you can see there a nice smoked beef top round roast. That looks lovely. Let's click that. Okay, so we want our KJ running at 230 degrees Fahrenheit and the recommended internal temperature is 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can see if we scroll down, if you're looking for an alternative rub, you can see a great looking rub there, and then a great set of instructions of how to prepare the beef and how to set it up. So you can see here, based on their weight, they estimate it's going to take 4 or 5 hours. We should be done in around 3 hours. So if we click cook now, we can see that it's recommended that 230 degrees Fahrenheit, and that we've chosen the beef food group, and that we want the food temperature to be 135 degrees. We can also set an optional weight that kind of allows us to track all of our historical cooks, so give you an idea that the next time you want to cook a beef joint at the same size, this is how roughly it took. And then we can choose which food probe that we want to connect the iKamand to. But before we do that, let's take a look at the iKamand itself. You can see in the top that the device is showing a little green dot, so let's click that device name, and you can see that it's online. And if we look on the right hand side, you can see it's got a fairly strong signal. The main thing with the iKamand is make sure that you have a really good strong 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. This will make sure that you have a consistent signal, and then when you then go back into the house, you'll be able to monitor your cook. So we're going to press the Fire It Up tab. Once we're in, we'll set a fan duration 15 minutes. What this is going to do is blast the firebox with 100% utilisation of that fan. And then we'll press the Start iKamand button. So inside the grill, look at the blaze ball. Look how great that is. With the iKamand pushing in the oxygen, that's going to allow this barbecue to come up to temperature really fast. So in 10 minutes, we're going to come back, we're going to let that calm down a bit, and I'll show you how to get set up. So after 10 minutes, we can see the fire's gone down a little bit, so it's a little bit safer. We can take our tray, we're going to stick that on the top rack, our accessory rack there. We're going to take our ambient probe and place that. We insert this to the first probe, to the first port of the iKamand. The idea here is that we can now, as the barbecue starts to come to temperature, we can start monitoring where we are. We can get the lid down. With the idea of using the iKamand to now control the temperature on our dial from inside the house while it's raining. So what I like to do is I'm going to wait for this dial to come up to where we want it. Once it's there, we're then going to insert our deflector plates and the rest of our grill grates. Then wait for the temperature to come at exactly where we want it, and then we're going to put our beef on. So why are we doing that? Why do we have the lid down? Why do we have it open? And why are our deflector plates not in place? Well, first of all, the iKamand is going to allow the grill to come up to temperature. You can hear now that the fan's gone fairly quiet. So, which means there's not so much oxygen because it's now trying to slowly, gradually bring it back up to where we want it. The challenge we're going to have is as soon as we put those deflector plates in, it's then going to drop probably 10 to 15 degrees even more. So I like to get it up to where I want it, put the deflector plates in, and then the iKamand will slowly kick in to bring it up that extra 10 to 15 degrees, and then we'll have more control over the grill. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close the control panel. Set for that. Just on that first line there, can you see? Somewhere between the M and the A. It's open. What we're going to do is we're going to slide our first deflector plate in. I don't know if you heard that, the iKamand kicked in because it noticed that the dome lid was lifted open, and it also knew that that deflector plate's come in, so it started to control the temperature already. Second one in. Still great in. Dome lid down. Let the iKamand do the work. while we're waiting for the grill to come up to temperature, let's prepare our beef. So in this bowl, I have 2 tablespoons of sea salt, a tablespoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. Just going to give that a bit of a mix. I'm going to drop that all over the beef. Something this big can take plenty of salt, so don't worry about that. Lovely bit of fat there that's going to render down. Don't forget the ends. It's all a bit of a chef's treat, isn't it? Go. Nice and easy. Next step is to take your food temperature probe and insert that all the way into the thickest part. In a moment we'll connect this to the iKamand. Now that our grill's up to temperature, let's press the cook now button, choose the first probe and start the iKamand. So over our grill, on the centre. One thing that you do want to do is avoid putting it anywhere near the temperature probe, the ambient temperature probe, because the temperature of this will affect what this is actually reading. Too close, and if the meat is cold, what this will show is a lower ambient temperature than what's actually in there. So just give that a little bit of a gap. Get the lid down. iKamand. Insert this. See your food probe. It's been 45 minutes. Let's have a sneaky look. Let's see how we're doing. Always love that sound. Give it a quick burp. See how the iKamand just switched off there? The temperature of the grill is obviously going to go up now. So let's see how we're doing. 112, 107, 15. Start to render down nicely. Have a look at that colour. Looking fantastic. That's what we'll do. Just crank it up. The last 5 minutes just to render down that fat. Let's take a look. 130 in the centre there. 31. For the ones that like it a bit more medium, medium well. There you go, 145. 150. Perfect. So let's pull it. So let's take a look at the history in the app. You can see that we took roughly 3 hours. The orange line is indicating the internal temperature of the beef. You can see that that climbed nicely, exactly how we wanted it. You can see a slight fluctuation in the red line at the top, so that's our ambient temperature. So we was aiming for around about 230 degrees. So at the beginning it was running a little bit higher than when we wanted it, and then the grill eventually started to settle. But what you can see towards the end is that my guests got a bit impatient, so we bumped up the grill temperature so that we can finish. So thanks everyone for watching the video. Here's a few pictures of the beef. As you can see, it came out fantastic. But certainly the star of the show was the iKamand. If you like this video, be sure to check out the rest of our videos on our YouTube channel. We've got lots of content on Kamado Classic 2, lots of content on the Classic 3, Joe Jr. You see some great videos from Dan and from Jack using the additional accessories. Like we see here, like the cast iron wok, Joe Tisserie, the griddles, great videos and smash burgers. Everything you've seen today from the iKamand, the Classic 2, the Big Block, the Blaze Ball is all available at bbqland.co.uk, or head over to our showroom in Hitchin in Hertfordshire. We're now back open, COVID safe and ready for you to come and see us. All the best.